Hello! Val Larsen here in the Val Larsen Music Studio, and today I am talking a little bit about my songwriting process. Where do I get my inspiration? I get my inspiration mostly from inside me. It's things that are bothering me, or that I'm really happy or excited about, or someone that I'm in love with, or sometimes that inspiration comes from watching outside scenarios, like watching friends and family go through things and maybe what I'd want to say to them or what I think they might say to me. I get most of my ideas when I'm driving in the car with no music on. I'm not really one of those musicians who has a huge playlist of things that I listen to everywhere I go. I like the silence because it brings the creativity out of me. I'll start to just like hum or riff or sing, or I'll start singing my thoughts because I'm alone and there's silence, and that's where my ideas for songs come from. Lyrics or melody first. I have found that my best stuff comes when the lyrics and melody for a chorus or a really important verse come at once. If I don't have that huge aha moment of like lyrics and melody coming together to make like my hook or my first verse or whatever, and I'm just kind of pushing myself to continue to write, I like to focus on lyrics first. I come from a theatrical background where the important thing is what you're communicating. So having lyrics that are cohesive and poetic and make sense and really tell the story that you want to tell, not just so that your audience understands it, but so they can relate to it and they can feel it too. That's my priority when I'm writing a song. What's next? Okay, once I have like kind of a seed for the song, which is like an idea of what I want the song to be about or how I want the song to feel, from there I'll start writing all of the lyrics in a Google Doc, and then I'll be making vocal recordings along the way so that as I'm assigning lyrics to melody or melody to lyrics, I have songs from years and years and years ago that I never finished, that I'm so grateful that I kept a Google Doc of it and I kept recordings of my ideas, because now when I have time to write or when I'm having a hard time feeling inspired by anything, I can bring up those old ideas and remember where I was in that time and fill it out and finish that piece. The next step is to really choose the instrumentation that I want to use. Often that'll be really obvious. If I'm doing something that's kind of jazzy, I'll lean more toward the piano. If I'm doing something that's in like a folk or a country style, I'll lean more toward my guitar. Or if it's sort of like ethereal and mystical, I'll use my harp. Or if it's just like fun and light and silly, I'll use my uke. Those aren't hard and fast rules, that's just usually what I end up doing. From there, I'm really trying to build out what chords I want to use throughout the song that go with the melody that I've made. So in my Google Doc, I'll have the lyrics and then I'll double space those. Underneath, just like you see a chord chart on the internet, I'll put either just the name of the chord if it's simple, like on guitar stuff. But usually if I'm doing piano, I'm trying to do like really weird voicings and stuff, so I will literally write out what the notes are, and I'll do a slash for the right hand so that it's like, oh, I have like E flat, B flat, up to D, and then I'll do a slash, that's because that's the left hand, and then I'll write the rest of the notes for the right hand so that when I literally go back to it, then I can have the exact voicing that I liked. From there, if I'm going to be collaborating with other people and having other people record on it, then I'll really work on writing out the parts or building out instructions into my chord chart so that it's really easy to communicate what I want the other players to play. Right now I'm doing a lot of stuff on my own using my DAW. I use Logic 10 on my Mac. There are a lot of really cool options just built into the program, so I can add drums, I can add a guitar part if I want to, I can add a shaker, I can add, add things here and there that however I want to build out the song. As far as recording goes, I'll often start with whatever primary accompaniment instrument I want to use. whether that's guitar or piano or uke or whatever. I'll do that recording and get it how I like it. I'll put a scratch vocal on top of it to make sure that the tempo works, that the key is right, etc. And then I will build out all of the other instrumentation, and then when I feel that I have my full accompaniment really solid, then I'll do the vocal on top. Then after I have my legit vocal track recorded, I may add some vocal extras, whether that's backup singing with lyrics or just backup oohs and ahs, and sometimes like 3 and 4 part harmonies depending on what it is. Like, I love that part. I feel like it's like the most fun. Then after I feel like I've got a good mix going with my whole song, I'll check all the volume levels and make sure that I like how that's all working. I'll mix it in Logic, and then I will either send it out to be mastered by a friend who has cool mastering skills, which is basically just how, like, mastering is taking that mix, right? You have all these different instruments, right? And then you're kind of just like equalizing it into one track and then boosting the volume of the whole thing. It's an art form. I'm not great at it. There is an online service you can use that is pretty affordable that I have just started using that I don't hate, but we're seeing how it's going. We're seeing how it goes. And then once the song is mixed and mastered, I bounce it, and then I'll go into a video process if I'm going to be making a music video for the piece. And that's a whole other vlog, but thanks for hanging out. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, if you want to support more videos like this one, you can subscribe below if you're on YouTube, or you can join my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Got some fun perks over there. You're also welcome to reach out to me about teaching. I teach several musical instruments as well as songwriting and music theory. All of that information of how you can support me is in the description below, so check that out. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.